What up? This is Coach Liebs bringing you episode 15 of Coach Talk. It's Friday, game day. Super excited. I think I could just feel in some of the group chat messages we've been having all day with the receivers. There's a good energy, a good buzz going on with these guys. I think these kids are ready to play right now. I'm really excited to get in the building with them. We report to the building at 3 p.m. The way our schedule goes, we have a pregame meal at 3, a quick walkthrough at 4, where we just review, any little calls or personnel groups that we're thinking for a game day. The walkthrough's over by 4:30, and then about 4:30 to 6, the kids have time to get taped, get off their feet, relax, get stretched out, whatever they might need to get done before the game. That's kind of their time. And then the first group, if we play a 7 o'clock game, the first group generally goes out at about 6 o'clock. And that's the specialists, that's kickers, punters, snappers, returners, all those guys will kind of go out, and then the warm up starts, and it's kind of a rhythm from there. I think routine and rhythm is really important on game day, and it's something that coaches the whole program tries to recreate every day. Is the same kind of schedule, same sort of routine, same build up for each game, so the kids can find some comfort in that. And I think it's one of the biggest challenges of playing on the road is trying to recreate that rhythm and recreate that routine when you're in a different environment, in a different setting. The walk from the locker room to the field might be longer or shorter, whatever it is. But the more you can recreate that and give the kids, something to hang on to that they're comfortable with, a process that they've gone through before, I think the more comfortable, more relaxed they can be, and that just eliminates distractions. But it's no different than, I talk about a lot on here is you have to practice the process of talking to yourself at the line of scrimmage, the process of going from breaking the huddle, what's my route, what's the coverage, how does that change? That whole process is no different on game day, where you have to practice getting yourself mentally ready to where you might be loose at 3 o'clock during the pregame meal, but then the walkthrough you start to lock in. The hour before the game you start to lock in, and there's that slow buildup that it's not just going to click once the lights are on. You have to practice being intentional about getting your mind ready and getting yourself in a place where you're focused, but you're also playing with a clear head. You eliminate as much of the nervousness and the doubt as you can, and that's why self-talk is so important. There are those times, 2 to 3 hours before the game, where it doesn't matter what coaches say, it doesn't matter what teammates say. Like, you're in your own head, and it eventually becomes your responsibility to get yourself ready to play in that game or coach in that game for that matter. And I think it's why self-talk, I talk about that so much, because it's just what everything comes down to. All the keys to your success come down to how you're talking to yourself, what frame of mind you can get yourself in before the game, because you believe in the work you've put in, you believe in your own talents, and you're excited just to let those fly. Friday nights are fun. The games are won Sunday through Thursday. The work is done Sunday through Thursday. Friday nights are where you just go let it loose and have fun with your boys. So I think the kids are excited. Like I said, I think it's been a good week of practice for the most part, where kids were excited to get back after it after losing to Bergen. And for me on Friday, it's the same as every other day. My general schedule is I go to bed the night before around 12 or 1 o'clock, wake up 6 or 7, and immediately get on social media and try to just have as many conversations with Sideline Hustle folk as possible, whether it's players, coaches, fans, trying to respond to the comments, trying to respond to DMs. Do a lot of question and answering in the morning with people, whereas I'll get messages overnight or new follows overnight. Just trying to engage with the audience. I spend the first few hours of each morning doing that. And then I have some sort of content project I generally am working on, whether it's a couple new teach tapes, a podcast, maybe a business proposal. Lately, I've been doing I've had a lot of conversations with bigger brands who are interested in using teach tapes as part of their marketing. Specific brands in the football space that want to educate their users about the game of football, and then people think that teach tapes is a great way to do that and could be a good marketing tool for them. So a lot of times I'm working on proposals like that, or working on bigger content things, and then usually by 1 o'clock, if I haven't recorded the Coach Talk episode, I got to record it and head up to Bosco. It's always the last thing I do before I drive to Bosco. During the week, just like today, meetings generally start around 3 o'clock. So today the pregame meal is around 3 o'clock. Again, further efforts to kind of just recreate a comfortable routine for the guys. And same for coaches. Like, I'm able to leave. The latest I can leave my house every day is 1:30. It's about a half-hour drive. Get up there at 2. That gives me an hour to draw cards, plan my meeting out, and do all those type of things. So, no different today. I'm right now it's a little later. It's 1:49. I'm about to be done recording Coach Talk a little later, but we have more time. I don't have any cards to draw or practice to prepare for. Everything's ready to go for the game. So I had a little bit extra time today. But that's my general routine is wake up, engage with people on social media. And I'm doing that throughout the day. Right after that, I'll post whatever the first post is for the day, then work on a bigger content project or a business proposal. And then by 1 o'clock, Coach Talk has to be recorded. By 1:30, I'm leaving Montclair, driving up to Bosco. And I'm there by about 2 o'clock, ready to work and get everything started at 3 o'clock. So, again, just to reemphasize, I think that, something that for young coaches that you don't realize is how much you take, maybe as a player, at least for me, I took for granted how much I relied on my own just rhythm during game day, during the game week, and how much I relied on that routine. I know Coach Teal talks about it all the time, that one great thing Greg Schiano did for his players when he was at Rutgers was he was so great at making them so comfortable in the schedule each day. They knew exactly what to expect in practice, exactly what to expect during the week, exactly what to expect on game day. So that by the time you get to week 4, week 5, you've done it a couple times and it becomes familiar and you don't have to think about it anymore. Now you can just put all your focus on the game. And even further than that, imagine what happens when you're in week 5 of your senior year, having done it for 4 years. Now it's like, it's like second nature at that point. And I think the more that the game day process is not a distraction or not anything different, not anything you have to talk about, the more your mind can just become more and more locked in on the task at hand. And that's winning this game on Friday night and executing your job at a high level. But just the topic of routine, I think, is very interesting to me. And, something you that as players and as coaches, we have to be conscious of. And if you have, little things you like to do before the game, make sure you schedule it out. Like I know there's stories of Michael Jordan used to get to the arena like 10 hours before game time because he had all these things that he did. And he was comfortable in that process and relied on that process to get him mentally and physically ready to play. And I think you as a coach, you can't overbear in that area. You have to let kids do what they're comfortable with. But it's your responsibility as a player, as a coach to get all your ducks in a row, and whatever you need to get yourself ready for the game, you got to get that accomplished. You got to be locked in, and you have to have the absolute best mindset you can have as far as your focus and your willingness to do whatever it takes to win the game tonight. So I'm excited. I'm locked in. I feel really good about what to expect from them. I feel really good about what I think their tendencies are, and I feel great about our game plan. Just got to get these kids fired up and ready to go. If we come out with high energy, I think we'll have no problem, and we're going to play really well. I just want to come out with a bang and see that these kids are ready to go compete like a bunch of dogs tonight. So that's all I got. Friday, game day, week 5. Super excited. Have a great weekend, guys. I will see you on Monday. Peace.